don't get upset or don't feel no way because someone is responding to you. Like, I'm pretty sure that's why you put it out there. What's good, you already know is the blissful life.
I was the Don, Big J. Hold on, I want to show them my thing.
As you can see, the title of this video is we've been chopping it up about some topics that have been weighing heavy on our hearts. These are things that we talk about on a daily basis because, you know, this world is just becoming something else. It's outside of our control, so all we can do is really talk about it.
You have anything to say before we get into some things?
I'm ready to get into the things.
Hopefully I don't expose myself.
Oh yeah, usually we eat while we're chopping it up, but she was starving. So I ate, and I was still doing my hair. So she ate now. So for me.
So she's going to start up the conversation. Yeah. Go ahead.
Is there a topic sentence we're starting with?
Or am I just jumping in?
Okay. The first thing I want to talk about is why are we so ignorant, period, towards people outside of what we normally see every day or what we want to see every day.
And whenever I think about that, I just think like if anything is just something like when someone's being themselves unapologetically, it's like even if you're not meaning to, you're ruffling feathers because there's so many people out here who are just unwilling to show up as themselves.
Oh, by the way, sweetie didn't invent this, okay? Me and my people that my man, the family that been doing these type of things, okay? Continue.
That's what we were talking about earlier. How like people just feel like they need social media, which that in itself is a very toxic mentality, which leads to very, lack of a better word, ignorant actions and things like that, verbiage. Because like you just think it's out there, and everyone's gonna know what you mean by what you say, but it's like say what you mean and mean what you say. If you said it, whether it's typed or out your mouth, you need to think about it. It's not our fault that you didn't think about it, but now it's our responsibility to address you because what the frick are you saying?
I want to chime in on the
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
yes. It's very irresponsible or ignorant of people to just be belligerently saying things about another race or another gender, community, whatever, knowing that they themselves have people that is a part of that race or in that community, whatever you want to term it as. At the end of the day, I believe that you have every right to type whatever you're typing on your profiles as a being on this planet.
Bam, 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 bam.
You know what? Hold on. Let me backtrack. So yes, I've seen comments. This is how it was. We're just long and all this blah 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 bullshit.
Oh, you're taking it too serious, or oh, we're too soft, or oh, everybody's sensitive.
You should be totally responsible for your action. Stand on your words. Don't get upset or don't feel no way because someone is responding to you. Like, I'm pretty sure that's why you put it out there. That's the point of social media, is to interact with people you don't know or you may know or you haven't seen in a long time. Like, that's literally what social media is. It's for engagement and interaction. You don't know what people are dealing with internally, and for you to just keep backtracking on your words because somebody came at you about what you said originally, I feel that's mad fraudulent and fake. I personally don't like to deal with people like that. If I need to come to you about something, I'm not going to know if you're being fake with me or if you're being truly genuine. And these are people that says that they're godly at that. And the whole point of the Grand Rising situation is to make people understand that what we're saying does correlate in our minds and our belief system. So if you're not actually getting that, then you won't understand why you shouldn't say things that you don't really want to stand on.
People want to say, oh, they want to diss stuff out, we can't take it, but it's really y'all, the cis or straight, whatever label you want to call yourself,
And that's what aggravates me
the most. But I'm gonna talk about that in a couple more minutes.
when it's time to about anything I just said.
Whenever I see like people talking on topics, communities, groups of people, just like things in general that literally are not applicable to their everyday life, it's just like,
So you must really just be that bored.
or that conceited that you think you could do that. That's why I have personal gripes with social media, because I just feel like, yes, like you're right.
It is a platform to engage and interact with people you may know, don't know, want to know, whatever the case may be.
But it's also very much just a tool for people to just what is it, like throw stones and hide their hands. Like, I mean, I've just never respected behavior like that, which is why I probably have never really like been a big social media person, because it's like anything I have to say, I'm gonna say directly to the person when the time presents itself. I'm such a big advocate for speaking on your own experience. Like, I can only say or attest to the things that I've personally gone through and lived through or had to participate in or have participated in. Like, sorry boo boo, it's not like you're posing these topics to learn more. You're trying to come at it from like a point of experience, or like you're the expert on something, and it's just like that itself is so dangerous and toxic that it just spills into a bunch of stuff.
I honestly, at this point, I don't really care.
Bow, 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 bow.
I'm just speaking my truth. Unfortunately, we are all internally homophobic. And to this day, I can say that I know and feel every day that I am in some way, shape, or form. And I truly do everything I can to get out of that mindset.
Because it's really just hurting myself because I am a gay person.
So that's just something that I had to learn and develop, because I used to have thoughts about gay men thinking that they shouldn't be how they are and stuff like that. And I had to look at myself like, what am I doing? Who am I to speak on what they should be doing and how they should be acting when I'm someone that's literally trying to figure myself out and who I am as I go. You might not know me, but if you do, you know that I'm very introverted. This is probably the most anyone has ever heard me speak in my entire life. And I just never really spoke on anything. I just let things slide. And because I'm somebody that just be like, okay, you talk what you want to talk. I'm going to live my life, because like I always say, at the end of the day, the
only life I have to live is mine. Only life you have to live. You only have one life to live, and it's yours. That's what I would say. So fuck it right now.
I had to figure out who I am as a person without the manipulation of girlfriends or family members or anything of that nature. People, this is what I'm going to say. I give people the benefit of the doubt because of internal homophobia. Especially people within my family, Caribbean family. I am from the Caribbean. So if you're in a family that only been one way for such a long time, then you can't relate to what I'm saying.
Traditional like family mindsets or traditional cultural mindsets.
And that is the only reason why I don't speak on every status that I see or every comment that I see or every picture post shaming somebody or saying support this person that's literally saying we should die. Because I am a gay person, that doesn't mean that I was ever comfortable with that internal vote. My family may not feel like they act weird, but some of them do act weird. I've had family members that literally would dislike my girlfriends or my friends for like absolutely no reason, unless rumors were going around or something like that, which they probably were. That is something that I have learned that all families do, and even though it is not right, it will happen. And still went to family events and kiki with them and ask them how they're doing and stuff like that. And that's something that I have to own up to and take responsibility for that, because I'm just allowing the internal homophobia to continue because I'm not speaking up for myself or just speaking up in general.
That we all are damaged in some way, shape, or form.
I'm not gonna say that I don't have internal homophobia. I just feel like it's just taking me a long time to like, I guess, really identify why I feel the way I feel about stuff. Basically, like all my life, I can confidently say I've been attracted to women.
Like, I wouldn't say like as like a 5-year-old I'm over here lusting after girls, but
like I always, maybe because I just grew up around like a lot of like just women who in my mind at the time were like independent, strong, like, you know, that typical like storyline of the strong black woman.
Most of my family dynamics is female led, but for some reason the men are allowed to do whatever when it's really the women who are making things happen. That's a side story.
So like I just always deduced that as like, oh, you know, I'm supposed to like feel this way towards the older women around me because
they are beautiful, they are getting things done. Like why wouldn't I like that, you know, find that appealing or aspire towards that.
Going to school and social interactions, I wouldn't say like I grew up having crushes on my friends, because that really wasn't the case. Because
whether you're male, female, alien, whatever the case may be, I'm picky. Like, yes, I do enjoy looking at booties, but that doesn't mean I want to holler. Oh, your hand's dirty, no. No.
Basically, I can tell with that version of me, it was definitely more.
I was aligning to that, like, oh, and
my actions was showing a story of what I really what I was comfortable with portraying, but like my inner thoughts and things like that was like something
I was like, oh, these people can't handle that.
it was just like, yeah, instead of them trying to give me like really ill-fitting advice on like the things that are going in my head, I'm just gonna like do what I want. Now that I think about it, like it's probably stopped me from like, you know, developing like really deep relationships with women that like I was attracted to in that way, but I was too scared.
Because I was just like, oh no, like, first of all, how I know she even like will want to talk to me.
I don't know, I don't think I saw it as romantic feelings. I was just like, she's mad pretty, her energy is dope, I want to be around her. I don't know, that's what I personally should have known, because the fact that I could just go up to any dude and just chat them up, that just tells me a lot. It was the real emotions that were coming through with certain women. So
I think it was
internal homophobia, and I'm talking about internal I don't even know what I would well, maybe it was acting heterosexual, but it's more like suppressing
Sexuality?
No, it wasn't very sexual. It was more like
developing like true.
I know what you mean. You mean like you didn't explore it.
Yeah, I guess it would be kind of like internal homophobia, because I was just like me saying like, why would she want to talk to me? Like
that's like me thinking I'm not good enough to talk to a bad bitch, and definitely was, and
so. And then I also just had this thing where it was just like, oh, our girls just pretending to like girls, and I didn't want to do that either. So, but it was just like, oh,
am I gonna like really want to date you? I'm gonna have to really deal with your emotions.
I don't know if that was internal homophobia or if that was just like me not necessarily being comfortable with like exploring that side of myself yet.
You weren't uncomfortable talking to boys, were you?
Honestly, me being okay with talking to boys is not. It's just because I truly believe that boys are very simpleton, and it's easy to talk to boys. Like it's pretty easy. Like that's why for me it was always hard to understand like why I'm stop saying bitches. Why females were complaining that
oh, I like a boy, I just don't know what to do. I was like, are you kidding me? Chat him up for a good 5 minutes. Be like, do you like me? Or are you seeing someone? They're probably gonna lie anyways. I don't get it.
even in knowing that like there were some things that like I didn't necessarily understand about myself, I still wouldn't disrespect people that I guess embrace that side of themselves. Like for me, like if I ever had an issue with someone, it wasn't because oh they were straight or because they were gay. It was because of your actions and your word, whatever. You're uncomfortable with yourself, so you thrive in making other people uncomfortable around you. So that's the part that I never liked about people, social media, things of that nature. So I'm gonna just leave that there.
Going off of that topic, like what I said in my post, I'm probably gonna post it somewhere. I know about it mostly. I don't understand how people could just be fake.
This is not me bragging or anything, but
Because I'm a pretty woman or female girl, however you want to talk about it. People always would say shit to me and it just be left like that weird. Like I personally felt they were projecting the fact that they don't feel that way about themselves. I had people like basically like say things to me for no reason because I'm gay and or they were mad in the moment. Like I've had family members say, "Oh,
because I won't gonna be able to have kids. I don't like kids." I've had
friends that have said I'm attracted to family members.
Wait, so like you're attracted to your family
Yes.
members?
Which is so freaking weird in itself. And I'm just like, it has to be something internally wrong with people because I personally don't come for people like that. People love talking about how they real, and it's like, are you? Probably multiple people in your family are gay. And you're ignoring the fact that they are to then go post something that's very disrespectful, ignorant, and violent. What you thought? That's my issue that I have to deal with. I mean, come up out of because like it's not good for my health, and I'm realizing that nowadays. I guess it's because everyone is starting to speak of how gay people are being represented too much on television. People are trying to push gay people in children's faces. You have every right to feel that way because sometimes I felt that way when I'm watching TV shows, but then I had to think about it like, you know, we really don't really have representation, like real representation of real actual gay people, and I think that's what people don't like about it. And what I say to that is,
we've been watching straight people do everything on TV. Have sex, sell drugs, have drugs, take drugs, have threesomes, be in open relationships,
Get married, have kids, get divorced,
exactly,
get separated.
while in open marriage, like We've seen it all. My question is, why is it such an issue that now that gay people are actually represented in the right way, everyone just wants to die or wants to not speak on something that we feel is disrespectful? I just don't understand that.
Well, it is hypocritical to complain about a quote-unquote gay agenda when it comes to TV and all of that. When is there a heterosexual agenda? Like, can we talk about it? Like, honestly, like, maybe, like, if I had saw that more, if it was more, like, I guess, okay to talk about, I would have been able to address how I felt internally sooner. But like I said, I didn't see that, so I was just literally acting the role of a high school student or acting the role of whatever part of my life I was currently in. So it's like, that's what happens when you don't have representation.
And for me, up until, I guess, freshman year of high school, I was only dealing with males. I was because I internally just felt a genuine relationship with that person. This is somebody
the dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is someone I can talk to on the phone all the time. You know, I know he's gonna wait with me after school for my bus. You know, little
game shit.
Childish shit. And it wasn't until the opportunity was presented to me that I actually got with the woman. So this whole people are like choosing to do this and choosing to do that. Yeah, there might be some truth to that, but that doesn't mean
that they weren't internally. Because that's the thing. Like, if people didn't want to do anything or didn't want to do something, they don't do it. Like, I've been offered like cocaine before, and I was like, I'm good, love. Like, emotions are so, sorry not to cut you off, but like emotions are so complex that like most people don't even know what they're feeling. And like, if you don't even understand that statement, then I can already tell you're a very confused individual.
I feel like that's most of the women that I've dealt with in my life. Like, they just didn't know what they really wanted, and that's why all my relationships ended up the way they have. It was always this, at least let me not say all, most, because it was always something to do with the nigga. So for me, when it comes to that, it's like, again, going back to being fake. I don't need you to need me. What I do need is a real relationship, a real genuine person to take responsibility and know that they, like, their purpose as a friend or a girlfriend is being fulfilled.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Because that's the thing, we're not expecting for people to be perfect. Like, there are definitely things that I could probably say or do better. There are probably things that, yeah, like, but it's like, at least we can admit that. Like, there are people who are like,
nope, nope. So what I said, that's it, that's all. And I'm like,
very ignorant, very oblivious.
And it's like, I get that because I was that. You know, it took me a lot of heartbreaking and a lot of miscommunication, a lot of always being alone or always feeling like no one really has my back to realize that I need to love myself first. And I had to take time off of being in relationships to know that that's what I needed to do in order to have a better relationship, a better, longer lasting, sustainable relationship. I say that to say that we all need to realize that it's okay to unlearn something to learn something that's even more beneficial to your life and the people around you. Especially when it comes to this whole rampage of people not respecting people that's in depression and what they're going through, or people that is dealing with mental issues period, and what they're going through. Like, it's all about the principle and respect, and a lot of them don't have that, and that just shows me that y'all don't respect yourselves. And I've said this before, I'm not going to say this is just males because women do it too, but human beings will really say and do whatever, whether you sound stupid or not. And that truly bothers me because y'all the same ones that will go off because some
people get more upset about grammatical mistakes than they do about the topic itself.
And for me, it's always been about show me who you are from jump, and I'll probably accept you for the rest of your life. But if you're gonna play like, oh, you accept me, you nice, and all these other things like cool, cordial, we can kiki, we can talk about music, we can talk about all these other things, and then turn around, somebody says something about the gay community, you over here reposting it, laughing, or some shit like that, and you, what do you expect me to do?
If I'm telling you be a real person, what do you expect me to do?
I'm pretty sure you're not gonna keep it on it.
Like, everyone spews things as if it's definitive truth, but it's like if someone doesn't agree, it's like, well, how dare you question something that I just said because I said it, and so it's out there, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call that? I don't think it's narcissism. It might be. I don't have a dictionary in front of me.
I've never thought in my life that I will have these in-depth conversations because, like I said, I'm very introverted, whether you like to think that or not. Is that I've learned through the organization that we were in that it's really activates when it comes to certain people. Like I really feed off energy. Like I truly believe that I am an empath. So even when it comes from a TV screen, I can feel energy. Even when it's a post, I can feel energy. I know that people are just posting the post. Sometimes I know that the post that you post is not even your post. So like I said before, I really choose internally not to judge people, or not that people, I don't know what to say. That could be another thing.